a lot of the quality, healthy guys wonder why all the women smoking and drinking nowadays. They wonder if they don't smoke and drink, they got a lot of kids. So a lot of guys that's worth something. Nobody perfect, and humans, we're gonna make mistakes and stuff like that. But it's like, where's the normal women that just want a nice, healthy man that's attractive or got some attractive things to him, that's got close to God, working on some things and strong, protective. You know what I'm saying? So where is that? They wondering, these guys are wondering that. I have consultations with these guys all over the world. And they want to know, why do every woman smoke, drink? They sleep around with all these different guys, let all these different guys puncture their holes. Why they do that? Why they collect all this DNA from all these different guys, and this DNA stay in their body for 7 years, and guys are diving head first in these women because they think she look good and they trying to get some. These guys are diving in wells of DNA just to get some. If most guys knew what they really was doing, they wouldn't even be dealing with most of these women. Women are trifling. I mean, they smoking, drinking, and doing this and doing that, getting tattoos all over their body. The devil is working, man. Abomination. It's nasty. It's trifling. It's disgusting. They supposed to be the better half. None of us are perfect, but women supposed to help. Man, how you gonna help me when you're doing worse than what I'm doing? You're doing things more trifling than what I'm doing. You supposed to be making me want to do better. You make me better. How you making me better? When you out here want to get ran through, finding every excuse to skip to the next ham bone, skipping from one ham bone to the next. You finding every excuse known to mankind to do that. I'm living my best life. You living a trifling life. All that DNA, all them demons and generational curses from all these different guys. Then you wonder why people's skin bad. You wonder why they have all these infections and pH balance and all these diseases and bacteria. That's why I came up with a product called the BAM Immortal Blessing. BAM Immortal Blessing, because it's good for the body. Guys claim it's making their ham bone 2-3 inches longer. Women saying it's helping their menstrual cycles. Hopefully this gets some of the telegony out of your girlfriend and your wife. If you're looking to marry a woman, you might want to make her take some of this stuff too. It's $80. You get 2 bottles in a pack. You only can get this from me. It's only my mixture blend. People saying it's helping with their grandparents, their Alzheimer's, ulcers, dementia. Helping with their diabetes levels, inflammation in the knees and joints, sleeping problems. Better get some of this BAM Immortal Blessing. You only can get it from me. Message me on Instagram at Alan Ray and that show if you want this. All right? And stay away from these Jezebel, evil women. Stay prayed up, man. Because they think they living their best life. Hot girl summer, hot girl all year round. It's sad, man. It's all about God. I'll holler at y'all later. Stay prayed up. Do the Pookie Ray Song Challenge on Google. Google Alan Millionaire Music on Google as well. Find Jesus today, because tomorrow not promised. We out.
Why are men expected to act like a husband in a boyfriend stage, but you don't feel as though you need to act like a wife in a girlfriend stage until somebody chooses to make you a wife? Make it make sense. If you never displayed qualities of being a wife, why would anybody want to make you one? It sounds like women just never want to put any effort first. Like, we feel like we just have to offer minimal effort and that should be significant enough. That and the cat should just have it in the bag. I don't know about y'all, but if I'm choosing to be in a relationship, I'm in it to win it. Do you want dinner, baby? Massage, baby? Baby, what do you need? Y'all are literally admitting to doing half and then wondering why you still are not a wife. And they got the audacity to be complaining about why Suzanne's a wife before you. You haven't showed anything. You're doing what any other would do. Stand out.
Men are giving up on dating. And one of the reasons why is because of women's expectations. One of the main reasons why women have such unrealistic expectations is because of social media, and let me tell you why. So, women are often fueled by what they see on social media. It seems like everywhere you look online, there are images of perfect couples, luxury, exotic vacation, lavish gifts, and this is very, very toxic because this is not even real. It's just social media. And these things create unrealistic standards for women because they expect that from a partner. And men feel like they need to be wealthy or constantly shower women with gifts to be able to measure up. And it's a lot of pressure. It can leave men thinking that they'll never be able to meet these expectations. And as a result, men are just giving up on dating because they feel like they can compete against those fantasy relationships that we see online. And I think it's very, very dangerous because it can lead to self-esteem issues as men feel like they're never gonna be good enough. And this can result in anxiety, depression. So yeah, it's a very, very concerning problem.
Like, describe your ideal first date.
My ideal first date,
I'm saying.
I want to go on a yacht.
Who? I'm saying first date.
Yeah, a yacht. Yeah, like you gotta take me on a yacht, and we have a private dinner with a chef, and I want a Birkin bag sitting at the table for me with a thousand roses, a bouquet of 1,000 roses with $100 bills each on every rose.
On every rose.
On every rose, and then I want a booked trip out to Cancun, fully booked.
Fully booked.
Yeah.
Single women who are over 50 years old who have been reaching out to me for wife coaching tips, I'm no longer taking them. Don't pay the money through my website because I'm just going to refund it to you. I've had a couple of experiences this week, and here's why. Most of you, not all, but 99% of the women who are 53 and older, specifically 53, 55, 57, 59, 61, 64, in those age brackets, have been the most challenging for me to coach because the standards are unrealistically high. I get that you're old school and I get that your mom raised you to only interact with gentlemen, but most of the men who do all of the stuff that you're wanting are dead, or they're not looking for 55 or 57-year-old women. There are some younger men who do that, and you don't want an old man because he can't perform in bed. Well, the younger men don't want an older woman because some of you have arthritis, some of you have missing teeth, you have gray hair, you have grandkids. Like, you got to be realistic and balanced in your thinking.
I want to really get honest and break this down a bit because men have been trying to tell us this and we're not really listening to them. Actually, we're not listening to them at all. So I'm going to put myself out there and say it. So here are my questions. Number one, whatever happened to the average income man being the standard for husband material? I mean, modern women nowadays, we have these astronomical standards for men having to make this 6 figures. Do we not understand that based on blackdemographics.com, the average earnings for a black man 25 and over is about $40,000 to $50,000 a year? And that's less than 1% of black men making 6 figures. And only 3 in 10 black households are making $75,000 or more. But we don't care anything about real statistics. We just place our unrealistic fantasies on men, expecting them to pull money out their asses, ears, and toes, so that we can live these luxurious lifestyles that we see on shows like Atlanta Housewives. We're delusional.
Where do you think the lines between realistic and unrealistic standards are drawn?
When the things you think are going to happen never have and never will. My man needs to be 6 feet plus, 6 figures, 6-pack, 6 inches. Is that the thing?
6 inches in what? Girl, hell no. He got to be a solid 8 over here. Hey, talking about 8, maybe 7. 6 is cool. I'm not going below a 6. It's not what people think.
This is not realistic.
What do you mean?
6 inches? That is big.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it isn't. Sarah, don't do that. Oh
6.
my
Wait,
God.
hold up. 1,
Bruh.
2, This gotta be like 4.
Girl, get the out of here.
That is big. No, we gotta Google the
Girl,
average.
hell no.
We
No,
about
we're
to find
talking
out.
about
Please let us
average.
know in these comments.
No.
In these comments, we need to hear: is that average? Is
That's
that
average.
big?
That's average.
That's not. There's
That
no way
is
that's average.
definitely
the average height
average.
of a man is 5'7".
We're not
There's
talking
no
about
way that that's
height. We're
average.
talking about penis
I
size.
know that.
So what
But
the
if
hell?
he's
The
5'7"
short be having baby legs in their pants. What are you talking about, Sarah? What are you saying?
I'm about to Google. First of all, I don't like having these kinds of conversations, but since we're here, average size of 5.25 inches. The average stretched penile length for adult males is, like I said, 6 inches is big. That's above
What's the
average. 5.25 inches.
Bro,
and SPL,
you are not even less than an inch off. Are you telling me? 0.8 of an inch is Sarah.
An inch is this
No,
big.
no, it's not.
This is an inch.
Sarah.
This is absolutely.
No, it's not.
Honey, this is an inch.
No, it isn't.
You're far away from me, so it might look smaller, but this is an inch, and 6 inches is big.
I need a ruler. Do you have a ruler?
The thumb, this is an inch. Okay, so from your knuckle to the tip
and
of your
you're
thumb.
saying now go
6 of these?
That's not.
That is big. I'm sorry.
Yo, okay. I'm not saying 6 inches isn't cool. He just can't be penciled out here either with the 6.
Girth is important. You know, if I were my mother, that's what she would say. Girth is important. You know? She didn't get on it.
Somebody said that's past 60 seconds.
Like, let's be realistic. You just literally cut your whole pool into a period by saying 6 inches, 6 feet, 6 pack, 6 figures. Good luck to you. That's the devil's number.
First of all, 6 inches. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. There's just some things that I cannot compromise on.
But it's the motion. So you're telling me, real talk, you're telling me it's the size more than the motion of the ocean.
It's both, Sarah.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is,
If
Sarah.
you got a man that's a solid size, it's the motion of the ocean. It's flow.
Girl.
It's connection.
Now I'm not a big girl. I don't know who said that.
Why you say that?
Because we talking about size. Because I'm a big girl. Please. I don't even know. What is sex? What is that?
What is sex?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I
Girl.
never had it. That was a lie. I just want mom. I'm sorry, mom and dad. We are not okay. Podcast over.
It is so much harder to love a real one than it is to be in relationship with a fraud.
Say that again for the people in the back.
It is so much harder to be in relationship with a real one than it is to be with a fraud. It's just hard because someone who holds you accountable to who you say you want to be, someone who recognizes your potential but meets you where you are, someone who wants your vulnerability. Like, I want to know how you think. I want to know why you made the choices you made. It requires a level of intimacy that you never have to do when you're just trying to see if someone's cheating and checking phone messages. And like, you don't.
One day y'all gonna listen to me. One day y'all gonna listen to me because I said this same shit. But maybe, hey, it was my tone, right? I tell y'all all the time, these conversations from these women on these apps, and these repetitive, redundant circles that we go in about the men that they choose. They're choosing them because it's easier to deal with an ain't shit dude than to deal with the guy who has his shit together. Because a lot of these women are lazy lovers and they don't know how to properly be in relationships with men. So it's easier to pick the ain't shit dude that's gonna dog you out, mistreat you, run around in the streets, have you checking your phone, throwing up at night because you done went through his iPad, dogging you out and mistreating you, stealing your debit card, just being a menace to her. Those men are easier to deal with than dealing with a man who has his shit together, who is emotional, who's everything they get on these apps and talk about. Because those men are going to hold your feet to the fire. Those men are going to hold you accountable. Those men get called narcissists. when in reality, she just don't want to listen. Because when you with the man that ain't shit in these relationships, and you checking his phone and you worrying about him cheating, it takes the mirror away from them. They never work on themselves. They never, because they're always the good one in the relationship. When in reality, they giving bare minimum effort themselves. They're never growing and maturing in the things that matter in relationships because they too busy dealing with dudes who don't require nothing. At best, they just want some butt. And then when those men meet the men who got their shit together and meet those women where they are and give them an opportunity and a chance, and they're wanting them to grow, they're wanting them to reach their potential. They see that this woman has XYZ qualities. But she never does because that requires work. It makes her uncomfortable. And then a lot of women will self-sabotage them situations. And then turn around, and when people ask them, well, he was a good guy and he was this and this and that, what happened? Oh, he was a narcissist. He was controlling. He was this, he was that. No, he held her accountable. He made her responsible for her actions and decisions. He was trying to pull out of her what she didn't even know. And it was uncomfortable. She didn't like it. It was too much work. So instead of saying the truth, they'll just call you a narcissist. They would just say that you were just too much. You were controlling. And they'll just go back to dealing with the ain't shit nigga with potential because it's comfortable. It's what they know. They thrive in chaos. They are comfortable in being in dysfunction. Whereas when you have a man that's going to provide you peace and stability and comfort, you feel that you're chaotic then. Like it has to be something wrong. I'm not comfortable being in this sense of peace. I gotta fuck it up. And then they get on the internet and then we have these conversations. Because when you got a man that's not running around in the streets, you got a man that's not having you up at night worrying about what he doing, going through his phone, checking his iPad, stalking and running up behind him with his location. Then you actually got to deal with what matters in a relationship. Now you got to answer to him. Now you got to do something. Now you got to be something. And a lot of these chicks ain't never had a man that demanded that they be something.
All right, ladies, I might ruffle some feathers with this one, but here are 4 major red flags that all men notice in women. Let's go. Number 1, non-reciprocal energy. You hear a lot of women in the dating market saying when the right man comes along, you will not have to try. And although it's true that you won't have to try too hard, there's a difference between not trying too hard and not trying at all. You don't have to be thirsty. You don't have to come off desperate, but no man wants to be pursuing a woman that they feel is not giving them the same kind of energy in return. Number 2, unrealistic financial expectations. Somewhere in the modern dating market, we have communicated to women that it is totally acceptable to expect a man to pay for their hair or their nails for a first date, or to even go as far as to ask a man they barely even know to help them with their bills. Feeling entitled to lavish treatment or financial assistance from a man that you barely even know that's still trying to get to know you is an extremely unrealistic expectation. And social media has done a really bad job of making modern women think that that behavior is normal. Let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with wanting a man who's financially solid, but no man wants to feel like they're your walking ATM. Number 3, immaturity and uncontrolled emotions. Immaturity, uncontrolled emotions, acting crazy, all of that has been rebranded recently as being toxic. And there are a lot of social media channels out there that actually glamorize being toxic and encourage women to engage in this kind of behavior. When good men get a sense of that behavior, you lashing out, blocking their number, cursing them out, they either just stop taking you seriously from that point forward or they don't tolerate it altogether. Because you're coming across to him more so like a child who's throwing a temper tantrum than you are a woman who wants to be taken seriously as an adult. Number 4, probably the most controversial one of all, being too masculine. A lot of women will shy away from being feminine now because of the negative connotation that's associated with that in modern society. Whether you like it or not, the reality is that men like feminine women. Now, this is the part in the story where a lot of women will say, well, it takes the right man to bring out that feminine energy. Although I do think that there are some points of that are true, overall, I don't really agree with that. I think that as a woman, you either embrace your feminine energy and you walk in that, or you just haven't tapped into it. There are so many women in the modern dating market who have hardened themselves to steal because of the negative experiences that they've had with men. Blocking your feminine energy is often a defense mechanism for a lot of women so that they don't get hurt in the future. But don't let the experiences of the past turn you bitter. The reality is, ladies, that there are 2 sides to every coin. And if we're going to talk about the bad traits of men, we also have to acknowledge and take accountability for the bad traits we have in ourselves.
sleep with a big DJ or an athlete or an actor, and they start believing that is their baseline for who they're going to date. And what happens is now they have this unrealistic expectation because they don't realize that there's one of him and there's millions of these girls. I've had absolutely girls come to me and say, yeah, I was dating so-and-so. And I'm like, no, you weren't. Yeah. I literally know this dude's girl. Like, I know him. I was at his house with his girlfriend. You are not dating him.
Yeah.
You get to every once in a while when he's not busy. And the problem is, here's what happens. The next guy who comes along has to live to that standard. And she's in this relationship with this new guy. And then like superstar guy calls her and she's up here. You see what I'm saying?
Because she's just like, this, yeah.
What happens is for men, we don't imprint. We just like, if a woman is famous and hot or not famous and hot, we still think she's hot. For women, because status plays such a huge part in it, a lot of times they'll get to the point where they've imprinted with so many men, they can't imprint with the man that they're supposed to be with. And then as soon as something goes wrong, they're out. And 78% of divorces are initiated by women.
Tell you why you can't find a decent man. Shouldn't be looking for a man. Women are out of place when they be looking for men. You already wrong when you do that. Okay. But I can tell you why you can't find a decent man to give your body to. Why you just want to give up your body? What is the appeal to giving up your body? Now you said it right. Give up your body. You're not doing nothing but giving it away. Right? And this is why men say you ran through when you jump from man to man. Because you can't have no boundaries and no self-worth if you just want to let any old everybody in there.